So this is what the dream feels like. This is the victory we longed for.
Nah, you're not tripping. That's GTA 4 running on a handheld, and honestly, it works way better than what you'd expect. So let's talk about it. Back in 2008, GTA 4 launched on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and for many players, it became a generational milestone that defined what those consoles were capable of. Then, about a few months later, Rockstar leveled it up with the PC release. The game went from looking like a console version to something a bit nicer on the eyes. Now don't get me wrong, the console versions were absolutely amazing, but let's be honest. The visuals looked more polished on the PC version. But if we're being honest, the PC port was also kind of a disaster. Even today, it's still full of bugs, and honestly, the only way to fix them is with mods. Now, fast forward to 2025, and we can finally run this game on handhelds like the Steam Deck and the Legion Go. It basically still behaves like a PC, but it's portable. For this video, we'll be using my Legion Go, and I've linked the full specs down in the description if you want to check them out. Now, unlike the Steam Deck, it actually comes with Windows right out of the box. But thanks to the help of a couple of great friends, Isla and Crystalline, I was able to convert it from Windows over to Bazzite SteamOS. But let me say, playing GTA 4 on the Legion Go has been fantastic. It runs surprisingly well, especially with a few mods on the latest edition of the game, also known as the Complete Edition. Some people might wonder if you can downgrade the game on these handhelds, and the short answer is yes, and I've done it before. But on Windows. I did find it to be a little bit tricky to be on SteamOS, so just keep that in mind if you're thinking about trying it. Anyways, let's discuss my setup. The mods that I'm using are Fusion Fix, Various Fixes, Radio Restoration, and the Animated Weapons mod. All these mods are linked down below in the description if you want to download them. Gillian's guide, which is also linked in the description, helped me find the best optimal settings for my setup. Matter of fact, without it, I could not get GTA 4 running. But following Gillian's guide and using those mods, these are the graphic settings that I found work the best. First of all, the Legion Go does support up to a resolution of 2560 by 1600 with a 144Hz refresh rate. However, I found it works best to keep the resolution at a moderate 1200 by 800. You really don't need to go any higher than that since the image already looks sharp and crisp on the handheld's display. As for texture quality, reflection resolution, water quality, shadow quality, and night shadows, those are all set to high, with the texture filter quality being maxed out. For draw distances, I use 25 for view distance and 31 for detail distance, as according to Gillian's guide, going any higher than those values can cause texture pop-ins. Additionally, Gillian's guide does suggest that you use a vehicle density below 70, so I just left it at the default 50 that it came with. Now these extra options at the bottom are from Fusion Fix. So if you are using Fusion Fix, I'd recommend keeping the shadow filters sharp and using SMAA anti-aliasing. Since we are using a little bit of a lower resolution, it really does help prevent the jagged edges from appearing. If you're using Fusion Fix, you can switch the on-screen button prompts to match your controller, such as the Steam Deck, the PS5, the Xbox One, and even the older generation consoles, all directly in the controls menu. Now you might also recall a mod for GTA 4 named DXVK, and I've showcased it before too on the channel. However, if you have SteamOS or a Steam Deck, DXVK is not a requirement as the game already runs using Vulkan. So practically by default, you already have DXVK, which is pretty cool honestly. That being said, Gillian's guide actually recommends creating a DXVK config file in your GTA 4 folder. This will ultimately help improve the stability of DXVK for your game. The settings for this can be found in his guide under Optimization and Configuration. Just simply make a text file in your game folder called dxvk.conf. Then, copy and paste in those settings into the configuration file and save it there. One important tip, however, make sure that GTA 4's in-game VSync is turned off, because if it is enabled, the game's own implementation will override DXVK's frame pacing. I'd also recommend locking the frame rate somewhere between 36 and 48 FPS using Steam's FPS limiter. Yes, the game can run higher than those values, but you have to remember that pushing it further can drain your battery faster. So it goes without saying that increasing the in-game settings and or the FPS caps will definitely drain the battery faster. Vice versa, toning both of those down could stretch it out much further. I usually get a little over 2 hours on GTA 4 with my settings. And just like that, you can enjoy an amazing GTA 4 experience on the go. If you have a handheld like the Legion Go, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, then I highly recommend giving GTA 4 a try. Even though it's the same game that you'd play on a PC or a console, playing it on a portable device feels surprisingly unique. And maybe even better, to be honest. Like honestly, being able to play games like this while sitting on your couch, laying in bed, sitting along in a car ride, all that just hits so different when you play a game like this portably. If that's not reason enough to play GTA 4 in 2025, then I don't know what is. Yeah, okay, you might argue because it's the PC port, you have to mod it to fix some stuff and yada yada yada, that's maintenance left and right. But to be honest, adding the simple mods like the ones I have are not really that hard. And honestly, Gillian's guide is the best go-to for something like that. So if you are gonna mod GTA 4, you should totally read up on it. And although it's a little bit tucked away on the top, there is a tiny little search engine within the guide. So in case you wanna find something, you can just type a keyword and it'll show up. So using a guide like that could make matters much easier. Let me know in the comments if you did play GTA 4 on one of these handhelds and tell me which one and how your experience was. Also tell me if you added any mods. That said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please show your support by hitting the like button. I do a ton of GTA 4 videos and might even branch out to other GTAs at some point, so definitely subscribe. You can check out some of the other videos related to GTA 4 here if you're interested. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.